Hello, my name is Bhagwan Chaudhary. I am a professor of finance at the Indian School of Business. I'm also the faculty director for I Venture at ISB. In this video, I will try and explain in simple terms what is called a convertible note or a simpler version of it called the safe security, which stands for simple agreement for future equity. And this applies for startup financing. You see, many times when you're giving some initial money, seed money to startups, you don't quite know what the valuation is. Okay. If you knew what the valuation was, it would be very simple to do it. So let me try an example. Suppose they give you 25 lakhs. Okay. Well, in exchange, you're going to give me equity in the firm, perhaps. But how much equity should you give me? Well, it depends on what the value of the firm is. Let's call that V0. If I knew what V0 was, value today, because I'm giving you money today, this would be easy. Let's say the value today was 10 crores, which is 1,000 lakhs. Then that would be the equity percentage that would be fair. I gave you 25 lakhs. You gave me 25 divided by 1,000 fraction of the firm, which if I were to write it in percentage terms, I'll multiply that by 100. So that will become 2.5%. So if you gave me 2.5% of the equity of a firm that was worth 10 crores, that would be a fair deal. But oftentimes, we don't know what the value is today. So we said, don't worry about it. We're not going to value it today. We will value it you in the future. So I'm giving you 25 lakhs. And at some date in the future, let's say a year from now, and maybe 18 months, let's say a year from now, the value is V of t, the value in the future. But I don't know what V of t is today. So I'll say, let's not worry about it. We will determine it at that time. Except the 25 lakhs are today, this is in the future. So I need to discount the future to get what we call the present value. So I need to take V of t and discount it. And usually discounting has to compensate me for a number of things. It needs to compensate me for my opportunity cost, which is the risk-free rate. And let's say the risk-free rate is about 2% a year without inflation. But then you also need to compensate me for inflation, expected inflation. So I say, let's say inflation is about 4% a year. And the third thing you need to compensate me for is a risk, because these cash flows may come at a time when the market is up, which is not so valuable, and they may not come at a time when the market is down. So there's a little bit of what we call market risk. And let's say that's about, so the market risk premium, let's say that's about 5%. So 2% plus 4% plus 5%, that's 11%. So I'm going to take the future value of VT and discount it at 1 plus 11%, 1.11. Okay, 1 over 1.11 is approximately 0.9. So I'm going to take V of t and multiply it by 0.9. Okay, plus I'm worried about something else too. It's not a 100% guarantee that the firm is going to survive for a year. So there might be also a probability that, let's say a 10% probability that you won't survive. So I'm going to multiply it by another 0.9, which takes into account the probability that you may fail. So 0.9 times 0.9 is approximately, I'm going to call it 0.8. It's really 81. So I'm going to take V of t and multiply it by 0.8. That's like saying that I'm using a discount factor of 20%. So oftentimes what we do is we say we are going to calculate the future equity percentage as 25 lakhs divided by V of t times 1 minus the discount factor. 1 minus the discount factor, which may be 20%. If you're a firm that is not quite funded yet, it's even younger, I may use a discount factor that's a little bit bigger than 20%. I may use a discount factor of 25%. So you will see in our contracts the discount factor is either 20% or 25%. That's where it is coming from. So we use a discount factor to a future valuation. But then we also want to keep the upside. So to keep the upside, we come with what's called a valuation cap. And we say, we are going to cap the future valuation at a certain level. For example, I may say in this case, I'm going to cap it at 1.25 crores. So 1250 lakhs. That may be the cap. So if your valuation turns out to be 20 crores, not 12.5 crores, I'm still going to calculate my equity percentage as 25 divided by 1250, which is about 2%. So I'm going to say, well, 2% is the minimum you got to give me, which means a cap of 1250, even if you turn out to be 20 crores or 50 crores. So you're giving me more value from the firm, but that's the upside that I'm capturing for giving you, for taking a chance with you. Okay? So these are a few things you're going to hear. Discount factor, valuation cap, and what is the equity percentage that you eventually end up getting, which is simply the initial money divided by a present value of what you think the value of the firm is going to be.